of a mass illegal persecution of a group of people and depriving them of their children will go down as a thing in history, Australian history, that goes like a great strange bizarre blip, and people will wonder how on earth it ever happened.
Dr. G.A.Rickarby worked for the New South Wales Department of Health in the 1960s. That's when he first noticed the traumatic effects of adoption, often leading to psychological problems that were difficult to treat, especially if the mothers had been tricked or intimidated into giving up their babies.
She came into the hospital the next day and she said to me that if I didn't give him up for adoption, I would be deported from Australia. Darren would be made a ward of the court and I'd never see him again. And she was standing there with the consent form on this clipboard, and I just said, no, I'm not. His mind is going home with me. She came in all bright and cheerful, and she sat down beside me. She said, oh, she said, I've got good news for you. You and the baby are clear. You can leave the hospital. All that you've got to do is sign here. This is the form to say you and the baby can leave and go home. So I initialed and I signed. She told me I was signing a hospital releasement form. She didn't say to me, this is an adoption consent order. So as far as I'm concerned, they stole him. And they kept him hidden in their system till she was dead, and the law was changed.
If a lawyer had been there, it would have been entirely different. They had an act that was a good one, but people ignored it. There was no policeman, nothing.
The law gave every mother 30 days to change her mind after she'd signed the adoption consent. But often unmarried mothers didn't know they had that right, and even when they did try, not many were able to get their babies back.
I had my son in Western Australia. I was told it would be best that I didn't see him. Well, I vaguely remember signing papers, but I don't remember when. There's so much I don't remember. I can remember being extremely distressed, and I made a phone call to my parents. When I told my parents, my father said, you have to go back and get that little boy. I tried to get him back, to be told that the 30 days is up, but we weren't able to.
It was a lie. In most cases the baby was still in the hospital grounds, and by law, even if the baby had been placed with the adopting parents, that baby had to be returned to the mother within 48 hours. The idea of the 30-day revocation period was designed solely to encourage the mother to sign the consent. It was actually a ruse.
I feel very tired.
Lily has spent most of her first day in court being cross-examined. Surrounded by family, she and Steve catch up on old times.
After they let me out of the home, I was basically dumped back with my parents. I ended up marrying the first man that would have taken me, I suppose, trying to get away from my life. And then I spent the next 23 years wondering what the hell had happened to me. I had the one daughter, and Steve had 4 children. I don't think either of our marriages worked out. We were carrying too much baggage before we went into other relationships.
For the last 9 years, Lily has been happily married to her second husband, Des Arthur. Steve and his wife have separated, but Lily is still dealing with her demons through long-term psychiatric treatment for